And what if I told you that two simple words can change your life? Two words that can dissolve anxiety, unlock hidden paths, and align your existence with forces beyond what most people can perceive. Jacobo Grinberg was no ordinary scientist. He didn't just study the human mind, he unraveled its deepest mysteries. His research on consciousness challenged everything we know about reality, and perhaps for that reason, he vanished without a trace. Grinberg understood something few grasp. Reality isn't fixed. It responds to what you project. There is a secret hidden between the lines of your own thoughts, a secret that can transform your life. A secret that Florence Scovel Shinn also taught, though few know how to activate it correctly. Today, you will discover this secret. But before we continue, comment here. I awaken to the truth. Now, open your mind. What you are about to learn could change everything. Imagine you're in a maze, walking the same corridors, encountering the same walls, unable to find a way out. You feel as though you're moving, trying, yet somehow everything remains unchanged. Now, what if I told you that this maze isn't real? That it doesn't exist outside of you, but rather inside your own mind? Jacobo Grinberg spent his life studying one of humanity's greatest mysteries, that consciousness shapes reality. He claimed that the world you see isn't fixed or absolute. It's a reflection of your deepest beliefs, of the words you repeat to yourself, and of the emotions you nurture before sleep. And here's what almost no one realizes. Every night, you reaffirm either the prison or the freedom of your own life. Every night, millions of people go to sleep unaware that they are performing a ritual. They repeat invisible patterns like a spell that keeps them trapped in the same life, the same fears, the same problems. They feed internal chaos and unknowingly project it onto the world around them. Worries, guilt, and feelings of failure become direct commands to the subconscious. In that transitional state, the brain absorbs everything without filters, like a sponge. What you feel before sleep crystallizes in your life. The problem is, no one teaches this. The world doesn't want you to know that you possess this power. You've been conditioned to believe that your life results from luck or misfortune, effort or destiny. But you were never told that your mind can bend reality. Jacobo Grinberg knew this. His research showed that the structure of existence is malleable, and by accessing deep states of consciousness, you can alter the invisible patterns that shape your destiny. Florence Scovel Shinn taught this truth almost a century ago, but Jacobo went further. He understood that it's not enough to merely desire change. You must speak the language of the universe, and that language begins with two simple yet powerful words. If you continue to go to bed carrying the same fears, you'll get the same results. But if you learn how to activate this secret code before sleeping, you can completely rewrite your reality. Now the choice is before you. Remain in the maze or open a new door. If you're ready to change everything, prepare yourself. You're about to discover what no one has ever told you. Jacobo Grinberg was no ordinary scientist. He didn't just study consciousness, he unraveled it. While traditional science tried to understand the brain as a biological machine, Grinberg went beyond, exploring the mysteries of perception, the mind, and the very structure of reality. He believed that the world we see isn't fixed, but a projection molded by our neural field, a concept so revolutionary it could change everything we know about life. But Grinberg didn't reach these conclusions solely through theory. He delved into studies of shamanism, altered states of consciousness, and ancient spiritual traditions, connecting ancient wisdom with modern science. On the other hand, Florence Scovel Shinn taught a similar principle in a practical way. The human mind has the power to create reality, and the words you speak before sleep may be the key to that transformation. Two perspectives, two paths, one secret. While Florence spoke of manifestation through faith, Jacobo explained the mechanism behind it. And now you are about to learn how to merge these teachings to access something far greater. There is a moment every night that can completely redefine your life. Few people notice it, but the moment just before you fall asleep is a portal, a gap in the structure of the mind where the normal rules of reality begin to dissolve. Jacobo Grinberg studied this state and discovered that when accessed correctly, it can be used to reprogram beliefs, remove blocks, and transform patterns that once seemed unchangeable. This state is known as hypnagogia, a transitional phase between wakefulness and sleep where the rational mind relaxes and the subconscious opens up. At this moment, the brain reduces its beta wave activity and begins operating in alpha and theta frequencies, the same ones that dominate a small child's mind. And why is this important? Because in that frequency, everything you feel, think, and declare is absorbed directly by your neural system without resistance. Now think about it. If every night you lie down replaying frustrations, worries, and anxieties, you're programming your brain to reinforce those very patterns for the next day. Your subconscious doesn't distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It simply records and transforms them into commands for your perception and behavior. That's why many people feel trapped in the same cycles. They unconsciously program themselves for it before sleep. But here's the key. You can reverse this process and use that moment to your advantage. Instead of repeating the day's problems, you can plant new truths in your mind, truths that begin to modify your vibration and, consequently, the reality around you. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that what you affirm before sleeping becomes the foundation for your next day. Jacobo Grinberg would complement that with a more scientific view. Your brain reconstructs its neural networks based on the last pieces of information it receives before deep sleep. And that leads us to the technique you will learn in this guide. There are two words that, when spoken in that transitional state, recalibrate your energetic field and your perception of reality. These words, when used correctly, can dissolve internal blocks, accelerate the manifestation of desires, and align your mind with the natural flow of abundance and balance. Now that you understand the power of this moment before sleep, prepare to discover the words that will transform your life. Two words hold the power to transform your life, not because they are magical, but because they carry the frequency of faith and surrender. Jacobo Grinberg studied how consciousness shapes reality, and Florence Scovel Shinn taught that everything you declare with faith becomes part of your experience. But there is an even more powerful factor: God. Reality isn't random. There is a higher intelligence guiding everything. God already has a path laid out for you, a perfect plan for your life. But for that plan to manifest, alignment is necessary. Many people live trapped by fear, doubt, and resistance, blocking what God has prepared. And this is where the two words come in. Thank you, God. Faith is what clears the way. When you say thank you, you're not just expressing gratitude. You're declaring that you trust God, that you believe He is already working, even if you can't yet see the result. The Bible teaches this clearly. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. This means that thanking before receiving is an act of profound faith. The second word is yes. Yes to God's plans, yes to the opportunities He places before you, yes to the blessings already on their way. Often, we ask for something, but then resist the way God leads us. We want control. We want to decide how and when things should happen. But true faith isn't about demanding. It's about trusting and accepting. When you say, "Thank you, God," before sleeping, something powerful happens. Your heart calms, your mind releases the need for control, and you enter a state of total surrender. It is in this moment that blocks dissolve, and your life begins to align with the divine flow. You stop trying to solve everything on your own and allow God to work on your behalf. Faith is not passivity, it is spiritual action. It means trusting that while you do your part, God is opening doors, removing obstacles, and guiding you to the best path. If every night before sleep you sincerely declare, "Thank you, God, I trust, I accept," you will see your life change in ways you never imagined. Real change starts from within. You cannot have a new life without first becoming a new person. And this doesn't happen by chance. It happens because the brain has the capacity to transform, to redraw patterns, to learn and create new neural connections. This process is called neuroplasticity, and Jacobo Grinberg studied deeply how it can be consciously used to modify one's perception of reality. The human mind functions like a programming field. Everything you constantly repeat becomes a command etched into your neural system. If you feed thoughts of fear, scarcity, and limitation, those beliefs become the basis of your decisions and the way you interact with the world. But here's the good news. You can intentionally change this programming. God has given us a brain capable of renewal, and faith is the trigger that accelerates this process. When you declare, "Thank you, God," before sleeping, you're creating a new pattern in your mind. Repeating this act sends a message to your brain that abundance already exists, that the solution has already been provided, that transformation is already underway. Gradually, this belief becomes automatic, and what once seemed impossible becomes part of your identity. Neuroscience shows that whatever you focus your attention on expands. If you concentrate on what is lacking, your mind reinforces that state of scarcity. If you focus on gratitude and trust, new neural connections are created to support that perception. That is how you reprogram your mind to live a new reality. There is one important detail. For this reprogramming to work, it must be accompanied by genuine emotion. Merely repeating words mechanically changes nothing. You need to feel the gratitude. You must truly believe that God is already working, that your future is being shaped according to the best plan for your life. What you do before sleeping defines who you will be when you wake up. If you end the day reinforcing limitations, you will awaken trapped by the same barriers. But if you use that moment to reaffirm your faith and your connection with God, your mind will begin to align with this new reality. Now that you understand how neuroplasticity can be used to create a new self, consider one of the greatest secrets to unlocking your life: the power of surrender and the paradox of control. Most people live trying to control every detail of their lives. They want everything to go as planned, to have immediate solutions for problems, to make the future predictable. But this need for control has the opposite effect: more anxiety, more resistance, more frustration, and without realizing it, they end up blocking their own growth. Jacobo Grinberg discovered that the human mind functions like a filter that selects and interprets reality. The more you try to control something, the more your perception narrows, and the less you see the opportunities and synchronicities already around you. God already has a path prepared for you, but if your mind is busy trying to solve everything, you won't be able to notice the signs and responses He is already sending. True transformation happens when you learn to surrender. This doesn't mean being passive or accepting anything without action. On the contrary, it means acting with confidence, but without desperation. When you let go of the need to control the outcome, you create space for God to work perfectly and for your own mind to notice solutions that were previously invisible. Florence Scovel-Shinn taught that surrender is a powerful spiritual principle. She said, "Nothing happens in the external world until it happens within us." If you insist on holding onto something out of fear, you are vibrating scarcity. But if you surrender with faith, you make room for God to guide you on the best path. And here is the great paradox: the less you try to control everything, the more things flow in your favor. This happens because control is driven by fear, and fear closes doors. But when you surrender, your vibration changes, your perception expands, and responses begin to arrive naturally. Every night before sleeping, practice the act of surrender. Take a deep breath and say, "Thank you, God. I trust. I let go. I accept what is best for me." This simple affirmation dissolves anxiety, opens up new paths, and strengthens your faith. The more you practice it, the more you will notice changes happening effortlessly without emotional strain or resistance. Now that you understand the power of surrender, consider this next step: how to become a magnet for opportunities and synchronicities, attracting what is truly aligned with your purpose. Life doesn't have to be a constant battle. Some people seem to attract opportunities with ease, while others struggle relentlessly without moving forward. It's not about luck, it's about alignment. Jacobo Grinberg discovered that reality isn't something fixed, but a dynamic field that responds to your vibration and state of consciousness. The more you align with what you desire, the faster those opportunities appear before you. God did not create a universe of scarcity. He planned a perfect flow of opportunities, resources, and encounters that lead each person to their destiny. But to access that flow, you must vibrate in tune with the blessings you wish to receive. The problem is, many people disconnect from that flow because they live in anxiety, fear, and doubt. They want opportunities, but they don't believe they deserve them. They want change, yet remain attached to old habits and limiting thoughts. The good news is that you can change this frequency and become a true magnet for synchronicities. It all begins with a simple shift in mindset. Instead of asking, "When will my life change?" start asking, "How can I become the person who is ready for this change?" The universe doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are prepared to receive. If you want abundance, you must first feel abundant. If you want opportunities, you must act as someone who is already ready to seize them. The best way to do this is through small daily habits that reprogram your mind and your vibration. Every night before sleeping, visualize yourself already living the life you desire. Imagine the details, feel the emotions, and mentally experience that reality as if it were true right now. Your brain does not distinguish between imagination and reality, and by doing this consistently, you will begin to see opportunities emerging unexpectedly. In addition, adopt the practice of anticipatory gratitude. Upon waking and before sleeping, say, "Thank you, God, for the opportunities that are coming. I trust in your timing and your path." This affirmation sets your mind in a positive state of expectation, increasing your awareness to recognize and seize opportunities as they arise. Now that you know how to tune your mind to the divine flow, let's move to the final part, the ultimate exercise to program your mind every night and ensure that this transformation occurs naturally and permanently. Having understood the power of faith, surrender, and alignment, it's time to put all this into practice. Every night before you sleep, you have a unique opportunity to reprogram your mind and align your life with the divine plan. This simple yet extremely powerful ritual unites neuroscience, spirituality, and conscious manifestation to ensure your transformation is deep and lasting. Lie down comfortably and close your eyes. Before trying to sleep, focus on your breathing. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold for 3 seconds, and exhale through your mouth. Do this 3 times. This process signals your body that it's time to relax and allows your mind to enter a more receptive state. Now repeat either silently or aloud the key words. "Thank you, God. I let go. I trust." Feel the vibration of these words in every cell of your body. "Thank you" activates gratitude and faith. "I let go" removes blocks and resistance. "I trust" sets your mind on the right path, allowing God to work without interference from fear or doubt. Visualize your life transformed. See yourself already living the reality you desire, whether it's health, abundance, peace, or happiness. But don't just imagine. Feel it as if it were already real. Notice the details, hear the sounds, and experience the emotions. Your brain cannot distinguish imagination from reality, and the more you feel this scene, the quicker it will be registered as a new internal pattern. Now surrender everything into God's hands. Silently say, "I know everything is happening at the right time. I don't need to worry. I know God is guiding every step." This removes any anxiety and strengthens your faith, ensuring you wake up the next day with renewed energy. Finally, as your body relaxes completely and your mind drifts into sleep, keep a gentle smile on your face and allow yourself to drift off in that vibration of gratitude and certainty. This final feeling that accompanies you into sleep will be the programming your subconscious uses to shape your next day. Practice this ritual every night for 7 consecutive days and observe the changes. Small synchronicities will begin to emerge, unexpected opportunities will appear, and your perception of life will be transformed. God is already preparing something grand for you. The only question is, are you ready to receive? If this exercise resonated with you, leave a comment. Thank you, God. I let go. I trust. Declare your faith and allow this simple act to begin your transformation. Your new reality starts now. Now that you know the power of this ritual, there's only one thing left: practice. Knowledge alone doesn't transform anyone. What truly makes a difference is daily application, the consistency in aligning your mind with the reality you want to live. Today, before sleep, try this exercise. Set aside a few minutes to quiet your mind, feel God's presence, and reaffirm your faith. Say, "Thank you, God. I let go. I trust." And with conviction, feel the weight lift from your shoulders and surrender everything to Him. When you wake up, notice how your energy has changed, how your mind feels lighter, and your perception more open. If you truly want to transform your life, challenge yourself to do this for 7 consecutive days, not as an obligation, but as a commitment to your own evolution. And as the days pass, notice the signs, the small synchronicities, and the new opportunities that will emerge. Now I want to know from you, what are you surrendering into God's hands today? Comment below and write, "Thank you, God. I let go. I trust." Declare your faith and allow this simple act to initiate your transformation. Your new reality starts now.